The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Welcome.
Before I even get to anything, I want to say I appreciate you guys coming on and doing this, man.
For sure. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for having us, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, dude, listen. I've been following you guys since I first went on Twitter.
Oh,
All
wow.
right.
I've been following you guys, dude. So, to see what you do every day of your lives, it seems like it must be a fucking dream, dude. Like, that's the best thing that you could possibly do.
Right on. Thanks. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, social media makes everything look perfect, but no, I appreciate that. It is pretty cool. I do definitely dig the way we're living our lives, for sure.
Yeah, editing's great.
It's the worst. It's the worst. Although, I mean, I don't know if you guys do. I know, obviously, I just said I follow you guys on Twitter, but so do you guys do videos or anything like that?
So sometimes I just do small videos, mostly Instagram stuff. But every once in a while we'll do a big YouTube video. So we have one, maybe I think we have 8 YouTube videos.
Oh shit! So what do you use?
From everything from we did a cannabis infused dinner one time in a hemp field. So we did a big video about that, all the way to the renovation of our Vanabis and the purchase of our Vanabis and lots of weedy stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. I have no idea what a Vanabis is, and I definitely want to get to that. But
Cool.
when you said you guys, so do you edit the Instagram videos? That I'm asking because I run, besides the podcast, I have a YouTube channel where I was throwing up a bunch of random shit, and I suck at video editing. It's the worst thing in the world to do, dude.
It's just hard and long and tedious, really, but
Yeah.
it's okay. It's not something we do a whole lot, video.
Yeah, kind of just
editing.
learning, trying to do more of it, but yeah, like you said, it's tedious, man, and hard.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so have you guys thought about doing a podcast?
No?
Not really, no. We've done a couple, I guess, but no, we haven't really thought about doing our own. I don't listen to podcasts a whole lot. I don't know why. I like watching videos. I mean, I don't know. I know there's so many cool ones out there. I just personally, I don't listen to them. I don't know. It's sorry, you know what I mean? That's nothing personal at all. I think they're cool, but
No,
I don't
dude,
know why.
Dude, I totally get it, bro. Listen, I understand.
Yeah, it's just not a medium that's really grabbed me. But
My girlfriend's like that, where she can't sit and listen to something. She needs that visual to be able to look at it. Where I'm more of the audio dude. Podcasts are more convenient for me, simply just because I can close the screen on my phone, slide it in my pocket, and then just listen on my headphones. I don't have to drain my phone battery. But outside of that, I can understand why you wouldn't really be big on it. But I only bring it up because, dude, the stories, part of the reason why I wanted to have you guys on was the stories that you must have from the places that you've been must be great.
Maybe. I think so. Some of them are definitely huge adventures. We ended up on the side of a mountain in Santa Fe for a full week, and it snowed. We saw coyotes.
mm-hmm.
We did some drone footage.
Yeah.
We had no signal.
Yeah, we've got this vintage RV that we did a 90-day road trip in last year. Basically trying to stick to cannabis friendly states as much as possible. And yeah, so we were in New Mexico, Santa Fe, and ran into some issues. I mean, it's a 73 GMC motorhome. So, anything that old, you're going to have, problems from time to time. And we're still pretty new to it. And, a whole part of this, us getting this, was me wanting to work on it and do mechanical stuff, bring it up to life, learn that as I go sort of thing. But anyway, there was a big project we had to do. And we were on the side of the mountain for a week.
With no phone signal, too. So we had to hike up the mountain, not on the road, just off into the mountains to get higher up so that we could get a phone signal to do all kinds of things that we needed to do, run our business at home, figure out how to do the project that we were doing on the coach, and things like that. So we like took a hammock and a bunch of weed up every day where we could find a signal on the, on the mountain.
Yeah, it was like just this valley, like it was, that you couldn't get signal, but if you climbed a bit, you were good. Like,
yeah, we'd hang a hammock, get our signal, do our business, smoke some weed, take the hammock down, and hike back down for the day. It was like a normal, like daily routine to get a phone signal even. So we definitely wouldn't have been able to do the podcast that week.
Oh yeah, but dude, hold on. I'm anxious right now as you're telling me this. You're on the side of, like, when you say you're on the side of a mountain, like, you look over and if you fall, like, you're in trouble side of a mountain, or is it just...
Not quite like that, but like in the mountains, like, we climbed to get up. It was at a campsite, a state park, RV campsite. I mean, we had electricity and stuff like that, like we were safe where we were, but like we were remote. We had to, the only way to get down to like towns, like, so for example, I ran out of parts at one point. We had to go back down to town, and the only way down was like a half-hour like bus ride basically. And we were lucky they had the bus. I mean, it only runs a few times a day. Like, we missed it the one day because like it was just too late in the day, so we had to wait till the morning. Like, by the time I realized,
down, but we wouldn't have been able to get back.
Yeah,
down.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was like a 2 time a day.
Like, get
thing.
an expensive Uber or something. Like, but there's no signal up there. So that's that sort of thing. It was just remote, even though we're close to Santa Fe. It was remote. Like,
yeah. Where are you from? Where are you?
I'm in New Jersey now. It's where I'm from. Unfortunately, we are behind the times in every aspect that you can imagine. I mean, we just got medical weed not that long ago, but it's a joke, dude. What they consider to be accessible for the average person in this state is ridiculous in every sense of the word.
I was born in New York, Manhattan. I moved to the Poconos, Northeast PA, like when I was 12 or 13. And I worked in the Philly area for a while after I graduated college. So, I mean, yeah, definitely. I know the East Coast, and for sure, man, I feel you.
Backwards. It's ass backwards over there. We were there for 4 months last summer. Well, the whole summer, last summer, renovating the coach, the Vanabis. And we had to go like 2.5 hours or 2 hours or so to like re-up on our weed. It was crazy, And then if we decided to like get weed from New York, then we're crossing like 3 state lines to do that shit. It was crazy. I was like, man, I don't know. I'm from Texas, and it's hard to just go get weed from, your neighbor.
Got blunt? Got weed? Man, that shit smell good as hell, dog. So you trying to get something to bring them nerves down too, huh, bro?
Yeah. That's scary enough. Like driving across 2 state lines, I guess, is really what it is. Is like out of the question for a Houstonian like me. I'm not doing it,
Yeah, no, dude, I would be shitting my pants 100%. I mean, full disclosure, I've been arrested for weed. Not like a ridiculous amount or anything, but just going through that experience, dude, was like, okay, you guys you're not fucking around. Like, you really are trying to make an example out of me right now.
Right?
Yeah, I've been arrested for weed too, and it was weird. Like, the police officer was very helpful at the end of the day and ended up, helping me to get a lesser charge initially.
Well, I think I might have lost you.
The legal system in general, they're not like trying to help you. I mean, their goal is to punish you to the fullest extent of the law. I mean, that's how they advance their careers and shit. I mean, it's fucked. Like,
all around.
So wait, can you go back to the last thing I heard you say, because you cut out, was that the guy tried to help you and give you a lesser charge, but then after that there was a drop off.
Oh yeah. So the police officer helped me out and helped me to get an initial like lesser charge. But when I went to court, the court was trying to just be a stickler about the law, not budge a bit. So it was a good fight for sure.
I mean, I don't understand why weed is the least thing I feel like that you can do of all the crimes that there are to commit, and especially in the realm of drugs. Weed is the thing that they should look at you and go, all right, just get the fuck out of here.
Right. I mean, even comparing to alcohol, which is legal, it's, you know, so much less harmful.
And you can, where I live, dude, there's a liquor store within 2 miles of here. Like they're everywhere, all
Yep,
over the place.
like
It's
Starbucks.
ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. Like Starbucks. Nobody wants a dispensary in their neighborhood, but you can find a liquor store and a pharmacy everywhere that you go. It's insane.
Yep, that's true. Yeah.
You guys, I had that written down as a question, as if you've ever got into any legal trouble in or outside of the States, but I mean, you already answered that, so.
Not since we've been together, and not since you've been like traveling cannabis, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
not in over 10 years actually for me.
That's great.
Yeah, so one big part of that is that I moved to a legal state, and so I definitely tell people, like, do one of two things if you are into cannabis: either stay where you are, but and you're in an illegal, you know, in a red state where it's not legal. Well, I guess 1 of 3. If it's medical, go get your med card right now. 2, if it's not legal at all, but you see like some light there at the end of the tunnel, go and be part of the change in your state, like right now.
Yep.
And 3, if you're from like, well, Texas is working on it, I just read recently, but if you're from places that you just don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, move, go somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like, those are your 3 choices. Like, do something about it, you know?
Yeah, but dude, you have to.
Or get out of there.
You have to. There's no way around it. I mean, I've tried to reach out to lawmakers and assembly the personnel of my state, which I gave them. What kills me about the political aspect of the whole thing is I send them a decent email giving them my background, the fact that I was charged, and I was like, you know, they're working on passing a law in New Jersey right now that would allow for expungement of anybody that has been caught with, I guess, anything under 50 grams of weed, which cool, whatever. But also to legalize it and have medical as well. And the medical is already a thing, but just so that the two would be separated because they know people are going to be smoking. But they're all like, nope, we don't want to do it. We don't want to do it. We know that the state is only after the money, which, I mean, that's what they're all after. Email your assembly members from your city or your town or whatever. So I give them the whole background, and I'm like, listen, you know, this would help for the fact that not so many people would be getting locked up. The people who have been locked up can get their records clean and then move on to doing productive shit in their life, because when you have even a charge for weed, they look at you, you're automatically lumped in as a drug dealer or a drug user, and there's no gray area for a lot of people. They just kind of see it as, well, you're involved with drugs, so you're a terrible person, regardless of what the situation is.
Yeah, that's that stigma. Yeah, I mean, like, anybody who's like in the industry is like, you know, cannabis industry, like, it works to fight against that, because I mean, it's just, you know, from all the years of propaganda and, you know, making it a criminal, you know, offense and this and that, and but yeah,
it's deeply embedded in
exactly.
the
It's
human
hard.
mind.
Yeah,
For sure.
But yeah, try NORML too. You know, anybody who is kind of like looking for a way to do more in their community, but they're not sure how. And like, same thing, emails and phone calls, that's not something that always works. You know, it works during election time because they're trying to be their best themselves, but it doesn't work a lot of the other times of the year.
Yeah, no.
NORML, NORML, just normal without the A in it. They are a great place to start. They're a national organization.
yeah, National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws.
Yeah.
Well, I'm writing that down as you tell me. I was not aware. I think I may have seen them around.
They've got local chapters all over, but
monthly meetings.
yeah, but they've been, you know, definitely active this entire time and like helping legalization happen behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, dude. I mean, somebody has to do it, and it sucks that we even have to. This, I don't know. I want to get your guys' opinion on this, because I'm sure you'll have a strong opinion of it, being in the field that you are. The big argument that comes out of this state that I've been hearing forever is, what about the children? Save the children. We can't let the children get their hands on it. Here's where I'm at, and you could feel free, by the way, to disagree. I think that it's not about the children as much as this is about people who are avoiding having conversation with their kids, because
Yeah.
I was 16 once, 14, 16 years old. We knew where the adults hid the liquor. To try to sit here and say that we didn't go and do stupid shit when we were younger would be ridiculous, because everybody does. But I don't understand where the separation is, that we can't let the kids get a hold of the weed, but the tobacco and the alcohol is completely fine, because no kid has ever broken into a liquor cabinet ever.
Man, do you want a real drink instead of that silly kid stuff?
Nah, I don't think so.
Come on, take some. It won't kill you.
I just don't like the taste.
Hey, man, nobody drinks because of the taste. The effect that counts.
Yes, drinking is a very typical part of the teen scene. Your parents may be surprised and even shocked by that, but if you're a teenager, you know that teenagers drink.
No, that's a great point. Yeah, I think it's more about avoiding that conversation, because, I mean, we were talking about how when we were in, we spent the summer at my parents in Pennsylvania renovating our Vanibus, and it was hard to find weed there, and, like, it crossed my mind a couple of times, like, man, maybe ask some high school kids. I bet they know. You know what I mean? Like, when you like legalize it and regulate it, it's hard, and it's the reverse. Like how we found as a kid, we found people at 21 to buy us booze here and there. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's going to happen. But like there are studies that have studied states like Colorado and Washington and shown that it hasn't increased. Like use among teenagers hasn't increased. Some cases even decreased. So I mean, yeah, I think you're exactly right. It's more about people don't want to have that tough conversation, and it is hard. I mean,
And most parents have like done it themselves, so
Yeah,
then it's
it's-
really hard. They're like, "Oh God, what do I say?"
but that's parenting. It's the same with the sex conversation, all that
Yeah.
shit. You just gotta.
It's hard. You
Yeah.
just fight through it and keep
Mhm.
on checking.
I mean, it's better off that you bring the conversation to them, I feel like, than have them go out and find the conversation, because somebody else is not, one of their friends or maybe another person who is an adult is not going to give them the same frame of conversation that maybe you want to give your child, whether you're for it or against it. And for the people that are out in internet land, I'm not advocating that we get minors high, so calm the fuck down. People are
Yeah.
ridiculous, bro.
Like I smoked here and there in high school, but I didn't really get into it like until like my mid-20s, until after like I graduated college and was like out in the working world, like and stuff like that. Like, I mean that's not everybody's story, but I've heard that story a lot being in Colorado, like people just finding it later in life. And I mean that is my personal belief. I don't have kids, but I mean I would. Your mind is still developing up until the point you're like 21, 22. I mean I would just encourage holding off. And like. Yeah, that's what I would just say. This is for adults. Your body's still changing. Like
Definitely. And then it's normal to experiment. That's the other thing too, is like all of a sudden experimentation is not a thing anymore. Like, do you think kids are gonna stop being curious because it's 2019 and everybody has a smartphone in their hand? If anything, now the knowledge is more accessible than ever, which makes it even more apparent that this conversation has to take place immediately. It doesn't matter how uncomfortable you are. I highly doubt anybody responsible is going to be listening to anything that I do. But in the event that you do, if you're having a difficult time trying to frame the conversation, it could be as simple as, listen, here's the things that are out there, on the scale of 1 to, I would break it down honestly. On a scale of 1 to 10, as far as drugs are concerned, weed is a 1 in comparison to heroin, that is like a 10. And the pills are out there and everything else. Is better off that you have the conversation now. But I don't work for DARE, so I will keep it moving. I don't want to bore you guys to sleep. But I have a question from a couple of people from YouTube. So I want to start with this one simply because I'm curious to see what your answers are going to be. If at all, how much time do you take off smoking to lower your tolerances?
None. Zero.
We don't, but we differ on this. Like I don't know. Like I smoke a lot. I smoke every day before we met each other. But I feel like I took breaks here and there a little bit. You don't. You're not into them.
I've taken like a 5-year break.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I like the 1 to 2 week break every now and then. I haven't done it since we've been together. But because then you kind of get higher again. But I don't know. Like.
I like the control, okay? So, like, for me, like, the first time I got high, I was, like, out of control and laughing and, like, making noise. And at night, people were around, like, my parents were around and stuff. Like, I don't like that out of control feeling. Like, I like feeling in control. Not smoking for a while is fine.
Right.
But then the smoking again, that's the part where it fucks me up, because then I'm all stoned and out of control again, and I don't like that.
I'm freaking out, man. You are freaking out, man.
Right, so you get to the point where it's almost like you're on cruise control right now.
Right on. Yeah, I'm just maintaining, like, a certain level of, highness. And, like, definitely, if we, like, dab out with a bunch of people, like, I get super stony, but not where I'm out of control, just where I feel like I probably need some water.
Okay, so you brought up dabs. I'm gonna go ahead and skip right to that, and then I'll work backwards. But you can correct me on this because I always get this confused. But dabs and wax are the same thing, or are they different?
Sure, wax is a type of dab. Dabs are just a name for all concentrates, or slang for concentrates, I guess.
Yeah, for like, I don't know, extracts. I mean, I just think of them as basically plant, like, cannabis essential oils. I mean, that's basically what they are. They're using a lot of the same processes that they use, for like lavender essential oil and shit. Like,
or olive oil.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, dabs are, like, the thing is, they're like vaporizable. Like, you apply high heat, they'll turn to vapor, and that's a dab. And there's just different forms. There's wax, shatter, butter, live resin, this and that.
All based on consistency.
Yeah, but also I guess I'm making that differentiation because I like hash, like bubble hash or cold water hash is what they call it these days, and that's just a really simple, like a cold water extraction, just using like ice water and like some filter bags. Basically, that's a concentrate too. That's concentrated, cannabis, but it's not dabbable. Like, so it's like that vaporization component that makes a dab, basically.
Hash is dabbable, but like it's the process there that's a way different than like the wax, because they use butane and propane to extract the oil, and they use heat and water to extract for hash. But they do like those, we don't really usually get them. We use like bubble hash. But what's that one that's like the 110 micron something blah blah?
So cold water hash, yeah. It's just different filter levels.
And then you can put that like in a dab.
Yeah, if it's fine. Yeah, if it's filtered fine enough, that becomes vaporizable. Yeah, you get rid of like a lot of the components.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just different extraction processes and how like refined they're making it, basically.
Right.
So I'm learning a lot of shit.
On like the hash side of concentrates, it's clean. You're using pressure, heat, and water to extract the oil of cannabis. Whereas on the chemical side of it, right, you're using butane or propane and some kind of like isopropyl alcohol to extract your oil. And so then you have to like flush all of that butane or propane or alcohol out of your oil before you can like dab it. When it comes to like clean oils, clean meds is what they call them, like the hash side is, in my opinion, the hash side is like much safer overall than like
the waxy shit. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. And I'm learning a lot. I haven't been able to smoke for a few years because of go to a doctor that I get piss tested randomly, but old school lighter joint kind of dude. This whole new world that they have going on with all different shit that they're doing is crazy. And the fact that you can literally smoke yourself stupid in one hit if you have the right shit, which is fucking nuts.
Oh yeah,
kind of. Yeah.
The
Was-
first time I did the dab, I was all like freaked out that it didn't look like weed, and like, am I sure that this, you know, do I really want to do this? Is this really marijuana? Like,
That's what I think about, dude. That's why I would never do it, because I want to do my favorite. I'm gonna nerd out for a second. My favorite thing to do, dude, is to break it up. Dude, you smell it when you're breaking it up, you're rolling it or packing a bowl with it. Just the whole process of being able to take it all in. I love that shit, man. So
Yeah, that's me too.
to pull something out of a package.
I'll never go away from that. Yeah.
To pull something out of a package that look like plastic and somebody go, hey, but you want to get really fucked up, hit this shit. I don't know, man. Kind of shady. I don't know if I trust that. Can you make it in front of me?
Hey, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. Sorry, your call was coming in.
Okay. Are you guys good? Do you need a...
Sorry about that.
Okay. So I want to ask you real quick, since we're on... You answered my question is if wax is a good or a bad idea. Clearly, you guys seem to... You're not 100% opposed to it, but if it came down to it, like the resin shit is definitely more of the lane that you would rather go down.
rosin, yeah, for sure, and hash, yep.
What was the first strain do you remember smoking ever in your life?
Oh, man. So, look, I came from Texas where we had that, like, well, I came from, when I first started smoking, I smoked in New Mexico, and it was like kind bud, you know, but...
Yeah.
About strain names. And then I moved to Texas, and it was like dirt weed, you know, with sticks and stems and branches and seeds.
No stress, no seeds, no stems, no sticks. Some of that real sticky, icky. Ooh, wait. Put it in the air.
And acorns.
Seriously.
So then I had no idea at all about what strains were. But when I first started learning about strains, I think the first one I remember smoking is like a pre-98 Bubba Kush, or just Bubba Kush probably back then. Yep.
Damn. The first one I remember is somebody, I don't even know what it actually would have been. I'm sure it was, looking back now, it was probably an indica of some kind. But they said it was called White Rhino, and the shit that they gave me had little white hairs on it. I think that may have been where the person made the name up from. Which just reminded me, fuck, I gotta bring this up to you before I forget. I'm sorry, this is all over the place, but this is super important. If anybody knows, you guys will probably know. So, I went to a concert back in 04, I want to say. I went to an ICP concert, long story. The more important thing is, there was a cat that was outside of the mosh pit that was like, yo, hold your hand out real quick. He pulls out a red bud, dude. Like, no shit. It was almost like a neon red color, white hairs on it. And he said it was called Decemberfest. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but it smelled and tasted exactly like watermelons. Every person I've ever brought this up to has no idea what I'm talking about.
Nope.
No, haven't had that one.
Damn, I was hoping.
Great, though.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, dude, it was fucking amazing. It was probably one of the coolest things I ever seen in my life, especially with the added experience of being in the outside of the mosh pit and having some kid break up a bud in the palm of my hand was just fucking nuts. Shout out to the Starland Ballroom, dude. That place was crazy. I gotta go traditional for a sec. Well, you know what? Let me get the uncomfortable question out of the way. Another one from YouTube. Have you guys had any sexual encounters with strangers, be it offers or anything of the like? If you're comfortable with answering this, if you're not, we could just skip right over it. But because of what you do, has that happened to either of you guys, or you may have been approached?
I don't get what's the question. Has someone approached us some stranger, in a sexual
proposition?
Yeah, like somebody seeing what you do, you know, with the weed being out there and everybody's relaxed. Nobody's ever come to either of you guys and been like, hey, are you trying to get it in or what, dude? I was trying to frame it in more of a polite kind of way because I didn't want to be rude.
So I maybe with each other, because we met on like a more of a professional level. He owns a cannabis company called the Herbalista Set, and I came and interviewed for a marketing position. We met like in the coffee shop of my building, and so like I said, I pretty much said no to the job, but I said like yes to him. So does that count?
I mean, I would say it does. Why not, man? That is definitely a hell of a story, dude, and it's one hell of a way to kick off the journey that you guys have gone on together. I mean, dude, I have to say it again, and I'm probably going to say it a few more times. In the time that we do this, you guys have won the fucking lottery of life, bro.
Thanks, man.
To be able to just travel around, I mean, because you guys it sounds like you guys love weed, dude. So whatever it is, people live their whole lives trying to find a way to be able to do what they love, myself included. Being able to just run my mouth all day for whatever reason about whatever the hell I want, it's just a great thing. But to be able to see the places that you've gone to and have the experiences that you have, even if they all don't translate to amazing stories, I have to imagine that when it's time to close the curtain and everything, the lights get turned off in the shop, you guys look back at every place that you've been and just go like, dude, it could not have been any better than it was. Like, I can't imagine. Could you see yourselves doing like a 9-to-5 job? What did you guys do before you started to do this?
I came from like corporate type background stuff. When I was mentioned earlier, I grew up on the East Coast. I worked in finance, basically like investment management. My last job, I was a research analyst for like a mutual fund shop, basically, picking stocks like to go in our investment portfolios.
So wait, are people, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but are people in that community, are they opposed to the idea generally of smoking weed, or are they, because they would strike me as like, these are suits, right? Wall Street type dudes.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of those guys party and shit, and drink and do coke and stuff like that. But I don't know, weed's not really too prevalent in that crowd. I've kind of found in like just my life experiences that like if you're drawn to coke, like weed and coke are almost like two polars. Like you're drawn to one or the other, and they're almost like two different like type A, type B type shit, personality shit or whatever. So I don't know. That's just a little anecdotal observation, but no, not so much in like that world. And I hid it, man. Like it was like nobody knew I smoked. I'd only smoked when I got home from work, sort of thing. But dude, I hit it. But I got tired of all that, and I moved to Cali. Eventually, like started working for myself. I was like trading for my own, like. Started like a small hedge fund, actually. Like, still there?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's all right. You started a hedge fund?
I went the entrepreneurial route, but eventually was doing that thing, like trading for myself, like, supporting myself that way. I didn't really make a business out of it in the sense that I didn't really get investors, but it was cool. I mean, I got used to like living for my own, you know what I mean? And I didn't want to go back. And then once cannabis legalization came around, my mind started going in that and what kind of business I could do there and stuff. And yeah.
Well, dude, I think it's funny that you brought up weed and coke as at the same time as polars, because as wild as this is gonna sound, dude, I've never hid the fact that I lived in a house with a bunch of people who were out of their fucking minds for a while. And the big thing to do was ecstasy or cocaine, and I'm not a trip kind of guy, so I was like, fuck it, let's roll the dice and see what coke is all about, because I've only ever done weed in my life, and I don't really, I'm not comfortable with things that I can't control. But I went against my better judgment. I did some of it. Freaked me the fuck out, dude. I don't know what that high is, but it's definitely not put together for somebody like me. This kid, like a doctor, bro, came in the room and was like, what's wrong with him? He did a couple of lights, he's freaking out. He goes, all right, hold on. He puts a briefcase down, opens the briefcase up, dude. He's got everything broken down into pieces. There's a bowl, there's a compartment for weed, like the whole shit, dude. Puts it all together, and he's like, hit this. take 5 minutes. You're gonna be fine. So I hit the weed. I was sitting there and I'm like, all right, that's a little bit better. To top it all off, the motherfucker hands me a coconut Philly and just goes, smell this, close your eyes, don't think, just breathe. It pulled me out of whatever the coke it did to me.
Yeah.
So I definitely appreciate that.
Right on.
That's terrible.
But yeah, exactly like
Yeah.
that. Yep.
Let's go with the stereotypical questions because people are gonna shoot me if I don't ask you these things. Bongs or bowls?
Take it.
You like bongs?
But I can't do bongs all day.
Okay.
So it's like bowls and then bongs.
Bowls
Yeah, I
and
like-
then bugs.
Yeah.
Oh, it's blunts? Is it bowls or blunts or bongs?
You said bowls or bongs?
Bongs,
Well,
yeah.
you can put blunts in. Well, because blunts and joints was gonna be the other one, but we can throw it all in together as one. Doesn't matter,
Yeah.
whatever you prefer.
Yeah, we'll do both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My real favorite is bubblers, actually, which is sort of a cross between a bong and a bowl.
Yeah.
I don't use one these days. Just, I don't know. We're on the road. They're like hard to clean and stuff. But yeah. And then joints. I like joints. I smoked cigarettes for a long time. So I don't anymore. It's been a couple of years. I really try to stay away from the tobacco. I'll hit a blunt. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't, I don't feel like I want a cigarette again, but it doesn't feel good to me.
Dude, I hear you. I'm still a cigarette smoker. I picked it up more since I haven't been able to smoke weed, which is definitely a bad habit. But I'm with you. I think the blunts are a little bit harsh for me now. I can't. They're too strong. I'd rather just smoke it in a joint if I'm gonna roll it up at all, or a bowl if I have that ability to do it. Do you guys own a black light?
A black light.
No.
No, okay. I thought, why not throw it out there? Stereotypical thing. I know I had one when I was younger.
Like LED lights in our RV.
Yeah,
but,
we have all these cool like
no
neon.
black light.
Yeah, not black, but we have like all these color options. We have like a blue, rainbow, red, green, yellow, purple, pink, neon, teal, all different colors in the coach.
So you guys kind of flipped the script on it a little bit, where you didn't go traditional black light, you decided to go with neon colors. It sounds like it would look almost like a tie-dye thing you guys have going on a little bit, as far as the color scheme.
Well, it's definitely like bright.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All our upholstery is like purple, basically, and our coach is black with pink and blue design on it. So we kind of incorporated that pink and blue, and our couches are kind of purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know, do you guys fuck with CBD or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I guess we do mostly what we do is like high CBD flower strains.
Right.
The isolate and stuff.
Okay, so selfishly, I'm asking this, and for anybody who's out there that might want to try it and they're not sure, I don't know if either of you have medical issues. I know I personally do, which is why I put this on the list of shit to ask you. But if a dispensary is not available for somebody that is looking to maybe try CBD, is there another place that you could recommend that maybe they should go, where they might be able to find something reputable that is actually CBD?
Real good.
Yeah, I think I like Steve's Goods. If you're looking for they do like CBD dabs. I don't think they can ship CBD flower yet, like hemp flower, basically. But they are really good. Steve's Goods. They ship to all 50 states. If you want like raw stuff, I mean, there are a lot of companies out there that'll make topicals and stuff like that. I think the thing to check for as a consumer is don't get things that are, hemp seed, if it's based off hemp seed oil, that has a lot of good properties, but there's no CBD in it. There's no CBD in the seeds and hemp seeds. So if you want CBD, you're not getting that. Even though it's hemp seed oil, it's still good stuff. You want to, a lot of times, so in the past, the laws, hemp, it's all until everything's changing, so it's hard to keep track of where we are currently in time. But historically, all the cannabinoids have basically been Schedule 1. There was a loophole for hemp, which is industrial hemp is what they called it. But if you read the law, it says like if it comes from like the stalks, like the seeds or whatever, like anything basically other than like the flower,
the seeds, the roots, the stalks.
Yeah, I guess what I'm getting at, so to get like at good concentrations, what companies are doing is just basically taking this like paste of like flower of of wood, like the stalks and stuff like that, and trying to like get it together enough to concentrate a usable amount of CBD. That's not really going to do anything beneficial for you, like health wise. But if you can, but hemp is now legal with the passage of the Farm Bill in late 2018. So you can get, like good hemp, U.S. grown like hemp with like high concentrations of CBD. Like you can find products that are using that. Yeah,
they
and
can now ship it to you.
Yeah, but you got to do the research and just look at where the companies are getting it from. Like.
And you just told me one the other day that I put on Instagram. It was like Papa and Barkley.
Oh yeah, they're good.
For like topicals, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So like I had a ganglioid cyst, which is it's pretty much just from like typing all day long, because I write a lot. But it's like a big lump that pops up on my wrist off and on every few months or so. And so I used I think it was a Papacana the first time on it. And I just thought like this will be good for because it hurts. My whole wrist is like swollen and hard to move even,
Oh shit. Is that kind of related to almost like a carpal tunnel kind of a thing?
I don't know. I think so. So I think that the cause is not exactly known for what it is. And I just Googled to see what the hell is wrong with my wrist, and that's what it's called. So yeah, but it just comes and goes. It's nothing I need to do anything big about. Some people get surgery and stuff, and
fuck that.
Who cares?
Yeah.
I'm good.
So does the weed help you?
So definitely, I definitely think that for me, high CBD flower that has a low THC content definitely helps me with pain and stuff. This ointment, it wasn't even ointment, it was just a lotion that I put on for pain relief. It not just took my pain away, it took that whole lump away, and I haven't had that lump, and it's happened 2 or 3 times since I've started using this, but it basically took it away for good. I haven't had it, I don't know.
A long time, yeah,
for a year and a half or so.
Damn.
But it took I would put it on maybe at first 2-3 times a day, because I just put it on so that I didn't hurt,
Right, dude, I get it 100%.
And then the next day or two, I could move my wrist nothing was wrong. It was crazy, but the lump was still there, very visible,
Just the pain was gone.
But the pain was all gone, and I was like, that's crazy. But I kept putting the lotion on.
It rubs the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. Yes, you will, precious. You will get the hose.
And within 2 or 3 more days, it was gone completely. Yeah. And I was like, wow. And before, when I'd get that lump, it would stay there for months, 2 months, and my wrist would hurt for half of that time.
So what are we looking at price-wise for something like that?
I'm guessing it was $20.
Get the fuck out of here. That's it?
The lotion?
Yeah, I was wondering how much something like this went for. $130,000. Get the fuck out of here. No, I cannot. It's serious because it's very important.
Yeah. And I again, it came again. I did the same thing. It went away. It came back maybe one more time. Oh, I just hung up on him.
No, you didn't. I'm still here.
Ah! Hold on, let me find you again and all this stuff. Here it is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, dude, I get it. It's a pain in the ass to work these damn things, dude.
But yeah, it just, the last time it went away, it hasn't come back since then. It's amazing. That is some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta try this because I have cerebral palsy and multiple sclerosis, because I can win the lottery too. My prize just is not that
good. But I mean, yeah, CBD dabs might even be good. I don't.
Yeah, maybe. Just a CBD isolate.
Yeah.
That you dab is, there's no THC in it, so it's not psychoactive. It does look funny. I'm telling you. It looks like what are those called? Back in the day, when you're a kid, they had like those crystal things on a stick, and it was like candy.
Oh yeah.
Candy,
Rock candy?
Rock candy. Yeah. There you go. It looks kind of like that, but white instead of clear.
And you smoke it?
Really? Yeah, and you smoke it. And it's like, it's crazy how like, my friend, she's the one that kind of introduced me to it. And I also have like really bad like lower back pain, where I have to like lay down. That hasn't happened in a while either.
Shit,
right?
Man.
You had the same thing. It's like sciatica.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I literally have to like lay down for a couple of days. I can't do anything. And I can, now that I'm older, like I've had this since I was young, like freshman year of college, I think, is when it first like started, maybe sophomore year, you know, like very too young to have back issues like this. But I didn't know how to control it. And so like now I just like, as soon as I feel it, like I lay down for 2 days. But I like was just starting to feel it, and I went to her house and I dabbed CBD isolate, and like it didn't even happen. It just skipped. I didn't even have I didn't have the whole 2 day lay down thing. It was like fucking crazy.
That's
within 10 minutes.
Awesome.
Such a difference in my lower back. And when I say I can't walk, like I can walk, but I'm literally like bent
You're
over.
shuffling.
You know, like it's I don't look like a normal person walk. You know, I look like an older, like a senior citizen that should have a walker. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, me too, dude.
So much. So yeah, CBD isolate's another one. You can get that shit now too if it's under.
Yeah, Steve's Good sells it. Yeah.
Steve's Good sells that too.
Bro, I gotta talk to these Steve's Good people, man. See what the fuck is going on in their lives.
Yeah, see if it's great. Yeah, tell us, because I don't have we tried it?
Not personally, no, but
no.
Yeah,
but yeah, they've been recommended like 20 times.
And I've done a lot of research. Yeah, they're one of my I'm a potential supplier for this other business. But yeah.
Okay, so while we're talking about shit like this, have you guys obtained any sponsors from talking about, like, I know on Twitter, if you would go to a place you're at, you know, in Denver, Colorado, and blah blah blah, breakfast and smoke, whatever the hell it's called, you know, by advertising that, and I mean, I know you're just like, dude, check out this cool spot that we're in. It doesn't feel like an ad. But have you had any businesses from places that you've been to approach you and be like, hey man, listen, we wanna sponsor you guys if you can cut promotions for us?
So it doesn't exactly work like that when you only have, you know, a handful of followers. I think we have about 6,000 or so on Instagram.
Yeah, bro, have you looked at my follower count? If you got a handful, dude, I don't know what I got.
But we definitely get a ton of free shit, you know, like we get to go to things for free. We've done like hotel nights, bed and breakfast for free.
Yeah, free like products like to
Stash
test out
Logic,
and stuff.
check them out. They're like our favorite people for stashing your stash logically.
Yeah, they make these locking odor-proof bags, and they're like essential for traveling. I mean, yeah, even in legal states to comply with like Colorado law, for example, it's got to be locked up and like put away and stuff like that. So this solves that problem.
Well, dude, not to mention any smoker. I mean, illegal state or not legal state, when you're driving around, I think the last thing that you want, even if people know that you smoke, you don't want to advertise that you have it on you.
It's a strong smell and shit. Yeah, for sure. So this handles that. Yep.
Mm-hmm. But paid advertising, no.
Yeah, we haven't gotten any cash.
No,
we've gotten like free stays, products, stuff like that.
Yeah. And then we just do honest reviews on what it is that they give us. You know, like the Empire Glass, we've been given like a cool bong before, you know, like things like that. Then we just check it out for a little while and then like write a review on it. Or if it's like really bad, we don't even talk about it.
And we mentioned if somebody gave us this, you know, like versus we paid our money for
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome. I think that like at first that was kind of like what I wanted to do with travel and cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
But we've really kind of moved away from from that altogether. I mean, we love to try out everything, so we're more than open to like, you know, trying new products and giving honest feedback about them. But we've kind of changed the focus of travel and cannabis into actual travel with us to cannabis-friendly cities throughout the world. So we have a trip planned for November to Uruguay. We have room for up to 20 people on this trip. You can go to zoltravel.com to learn more about it. This is going to be a photography and cannabis-focused trip with the photographer Mariah from Instagram. It's MUH_RIAH. There we go. She's got like, I don't know, 60,000 followers or something. I think I'm right. I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah.
And she takes some like all together. She does like lifestyle photography. She does some like I think she does like portraits a little bit too. But her cannabis photography is like out of this world, and she will be our group leader for this trip.
That may have been the most flawless plug I've ever heard in my life, dude.
Thanks.
It worked right in perfectly.
We actually have 2 trips going on. We have one that's going to happen with Lizzie Jeff, who's this like soulful lyricist and singer. She's taking a group to Jamaica in December. We're going to stay in the grill, but we're going to do like all kinds of cool stuff there. We already have somebody who's interested in having her perform with African drummers, while we have a cannabis infused dinner that's going to be vegan and etal. And then we have like a Blue Hole Mineral Springs dab sesh, which is like literally a blue hole that you can look at the top and then jump into it, like 20 feet into it. And we'll have like dabs and weed and stuff down in there, because if you don't want to jump like me, I don't think I'm jumping. Yeah, there's a ladder, so everybody can like take the ladder down. But
I would definitely be taking the ladder, just saying.
Hey, right? I'm good on jumping. I'll take pictures.
For sure, dude, do that. I want to see it. Definitely, man. Post that shit up, dude, because
a ton of pictures, I'm sure. But yeah, she is probably going to take a group of the same, probably about 20, again in December for this one. And you can find all of this information at zoltravel.com.
Do people naturally gravitate towards you who do this? Like people that smoke and shit? Or do you guys vet them through social media before you meet up with them and shit like that? Because I mean, I know in the day and age that we live in, you can come across a nutter rather quickly.
Yeah, a little bit of both. There's some people that like we just, we just, like we have people that we follow and like on social media too. Like, so we talk about them and yeah, reach out. Like for these trips, we've reached out to them. But in general, just, yeah, we go to events and people come up to us and we chat with people on social media. Like, yeah, it's fun. Like, no, not really
or
any
on the
weirdos.
Very other
Yeah.
couple weirdos.
Well, that one dude like stole your account and shit, like, or your old name.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, yeah, I've had a couple little weirdos, but nothing huge.
Yeah.
Wait, he stole your bank shit?
He just like changed his name to this like almost the same as ours, like the same as travel. He changed it to Travel and Cannabis.
Yo, that's fucked up.
But and like some people that like don't really know us, but will like they know that like when they're DMing us that they're talking to me, and then they'll like they'll be like, "How is Damien?" Which is kind of weird sometimes,
Right. I see what you're doing there.
Like they'll ask about our dog by name and shit, like that kind of stuff. Kind of like, wow, okay, you really do follow us. Okay. But we get like on the way other end of that like if you looked at their page, you'd have no idea, no clue that they smoke weed, none. Like they're I'd have one that's really good, but I can't say that one. Like physical therapist, you know what I mean? It's like on their page that you just have like things about like fixing your knee or something, or stuff about just science. Yeah, people will send me stories like this, like that they've like cured cancer with, you know, with RSO type stuff, but that they can't really talk about their cannabis use because of what their job is, you know, or that they've helped somebody else like heal from, you know, an ailment, but they can't really like go out and talk about how miraculous cannabis is because their family and friends are completely against, you know, that kind of thing, or, you know, whatever it is.
That's so cool. You would think that
on this, you know, on our social media pages, but they won't like or comment or anything except like send you a note every once in a while to tell you like I'm watching this and it's amazing, you know.
You would think that being able to do something so positive would trump the fact that it's being used by a drug that is not federally legal. I mean, I don't understand why everybody can talk about when something is bad. Anybody, no matter what your job is or who you deal with on a day-to-day basis, everybody can kind of agree that there's an epidemic happening with either heroin or pills, or that there are a lot of shit. Like, let's just say the idea that fast food is not good for you.
Yeah, Burger Bob. Give me your fucking order there, tough guy.
Everybody can say that. There's no issue with it. And why is it, though, that when there's a positive thing that is happening where somebody is now, cancer is a motherfucker. It takes a lot of people. For years, we've been all trying to figure out, is there a cure? Is there a way we can stop it from happening? And there are people that may really benefit from this, but now they might never know that this option is out there because of the social stigma that this has against it. It fucking kills me, man.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, and it's crazy too, like how people find out about like the healing powers of cannabis. You know, who I just was reading Landon. I don't know. I can't remember his. I'm a new follower to this. He's about 11, but his mom was saying that he like was on all these like OxyContin and like all these horrible pills at like 5 years old, to combat cancer.
Jesus.
And his cancer, like he did chemo and his cancer went away, and they wanted to like keep him on chemo for 4 more years.
Whoa.
And his mom was like, hell no.
Yeah, fuck that.
What about cannabis? And she was like, I'm giving him cannabis. Like he's in remission starting now. Like they even like did a post about how he it was like his last day of chemo.
Yeah.
Because they were refusing chemo from then on out. And it's been 7 years since that happened. And he's been cancer free the whole time.
That's fucking beautiful.
His mom actually sells, you know, people like juice the actual leaves. She sells the juice.
Oh, right on.
Yep.
Dude, have you guys seen the documentary Culture High?
Yeah, we've seen that one. Yeah.
Cool.
Because when you were talking about that kid that you were just talking about reminds me of the little one in the documentary that was having seizures, where his father was giving him like 25 different types of benzos or whatever it was, and they bring him on from that to medical strains of weed, and it seems to have helped him. Now he can do shit that he wasn't able to do before. I don't know how much more proof are we going to need. Like, let's just take the whole idea of recreational weed and throw it in the garbage just for a second. The medical benefit. Here's my beef, bro. I'm about to get mad for a second, so forgive me, but if GNC can sell some bullshit that's not even what it says on the fucking bottle, it has no health benefits at all whatsoever, why can't they bottle and sell cannabis? It's really simple, man. All you would have to do, you take your identification or your driver's license. You have to be over the age of 18, preferably 21. You have to scan your license thing. There's a record that they know that you bought it, and that's it. That's how you keep track of it. It shouldn't be this difficult. You don't have to do that shit with any other fucking drug. I mean, it just recently they started doing it with lower level medications.
Well, I don't know. I mean, carrots help you see, and you don't have to go to a dispensary to buy them.
But exactly. See, you just put it a lot more better and a lot nicer than I put it. But I have the habit of doing that where I just kind of, I rant and rave, and there's a good thought in there somewhere, and sometimes I just can't get it out right away.
I do that too. I think it's just the pattern of life I'm in the moment. Like some days I am like, wait, what are words? You know?
Yeah, like, dude,
I can't say anything. I just need to like be quiet and play a game because no words are working for me.
Especially because I'm passionate about shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me on a tear, bro. I will fuck your whole day up. Not you. I mean, you know what I'm trying to say. That's exactly what I mean. Like, that was a moment that did not just need to happen right now. If I would have just let it ride, but nope, I had to work in an uncomfortable moment somehow. I mean, I'm great at what I do.
That's all good. That's funny.
So, dude, real quick, I wanna try to get this in here before I forget, and I'm not sure how much longer I can keep you guys for, but
almost there. We've got to go in like 5 minutes.
Okay, so let me make this the last question that I ask you, because this is the first I'm hearing of this. I think it's called Landstrax. I probably have it wrong, but somebody asked, what are your thoughts on Landstrax, which are pure sativa and pure indica strains not being preserved because of hybrids being more desired?
So, do you want to?
You can start. No, go for it. Yeah.
This is all I know. I don't know a whole lot. I think they're talking about a land race.
Probably.
So that's just cannabis that grows naturally throughout the world, and so yeah, those are like strictly sativa or indicas that just come from the earth, basically.
Don't give me that shit about it's a drug. It ain't no motherfucking drug. I done the research. It's just a plant. It just grow like that. And if you should happen to set it on fire, there are some effects. But that's not the same as drugs. Drugs, you got to do shit to it chemically. You got to add baking soda, water, stir it up. I don't know the recipe. I'm just saying.
And I don't think they're going anywhere. I think that what happens is strain hunters, not just the people, like the TV show Strain Hunters, but people who are looking to make better plants or what they consider to be like great strains will go and like get seeds from these land races and create these hybrids that you're talking about. So I think that like the actual land races will remain intact, but some of like the weed that we smoke will be far from what those land races offer.
I had no idea that there were people that go out and search for seeds, or that it was even a TV show. I don't know how I thought it happened, but that definitely wasn't it. I'm definitely pulling away from this with more knowledge than I had when we started.
Right on.
Cool.
So, look, last question, and I promise I'll let you go, but I have to ask you this. Have you ever used anything to smoke out of that wasn't meant to be used to smoke out of, i.e. Orbit's gum wrapper, not that I know anything about that, Bible paper, makeshift bongs, anything like that? Or you guys have never done anything like, you know, stereotypical stoner shit? Give me a roll of duct tape, a paper clip, and a old paper towel roll.
Possible.
No, for sure. Just last summer, we were visiting my sister in Miami, and we found some good weed locally through Instagram connections. But yeah, we didn't have a pipe or anything, so I made one out of a potato, and that was our little raid while we were there.
But hold on, right? Because like we just forgot to get a pipe like on the way home.
True. Yeah.
So we were like, okay, what do we do? So we made this potato, but that shit hit so good that we were like, no, we don't really need nothing. This shit is great.
Yeah, it was like naturally like cool to smoke, and I don't know, like filtered it. Like it was great.
Did it taste like you could taste the potato, or did the taste of the weed come through? I know it's
at first, but like after you hit it a few times, it kind of got like charred and dried out a little bit, and then
yeah, and it was raw, so like raw, it doesn't really. like once you rinse it off, there wasn't really.
Well, there's like
too much
moisture
of
in
a
it, you know,
taste.
like so
Yeah,
you
that's
get
true.
some of that a little just at first stuff, but once it dried out some, yeah, it was not at all.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's great.
credit to you. Slow clap. I have
Yeah, I just
used.
thought of that. We were like, ah, fuck, we forgot. Yeah, that's all right. We forgot a bowl, and I was like looking around my sister's house like for something, and I was like, I went in the fridge and I was like, dude, this potato is gonna work. Like, yeah,
And it worked so well.
yeah.
Too
She
well.
was smoking out of it. Yeah, like
Your
like she
sister
can't- yeah.
was.
But she's like
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, she smokes, but she's closeted about it, and yeah, she's just got one bowl. Like she's just got her little setup. You know, she didn't have a bowl to share with us. Like, yeah, so
Makes it easy if you got company coming over, you just bust out the candles and act like nobody knows what the hell's going on, man. It's definitely the way to do it.
yeah.
But all right, man, that's awesome, dude. I have not. Once they legalized it, the first thing I'm going to do is try to smoke out of a potato. I've never done that in my life, and before I leave this planet, it's definitely something I have to try to do. So.
Awesome.
I appreciate you guys coming on, man. It was fun to talk to you. You guys are a great follow on Twitter and Instagram, as well as I just figured out that you had an Instagram yesterday because, again, good at what I do. But follow these guys, Travel Letter N Cannabis, right? That's your handle?
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, well, follow these dudes, man. Keep up with what's going on if you want to find awesome places to smoke. Is there anything else you guys want to plug before we wrap this thing up?
No, I think that's it. Yeah, just our new we're doing these group trips. We're pretty excited about them. The first one coming up is Uruguay. Yeah, zoltravel.com. Yeah, check it out.
All right, awesome.
Yep, and thanks for having us. This
Yeah,
is
it was
super
really
fun.
fun, man, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Dude, anytime you guys want to come back on, man, if you have anything you want to plug or just feel like bullshitting for a little while, let me know. I'd have you on anytime.
Okay,
Awesome.
sounds good, bro.
All right, I'll talk to you guys, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, where the cluck at, cuz?